Google just made every paid AI tool look silly. So Google just dropped something that most people don't even use or even know exists yet. And it's called Google AI Studio. And here's the crazy part. It's pretty much free to use. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to build entire apps, create images, make videos, generate voiceovers, and automate your whole business using this one free tool. No coding required, no technical skills required, just write in plain English, tell you exactly what you want. And by the end of this live stream, you're going to know how to build working apps in under 5 minutes without writing a single line of code. You'll learn how to build and create professional images for your content and ads for free. You'll learn how to make AI videos with sound effects and voices, how to turn this into actual automation systems for your business. And I'm going to give you a complete framework plus templates that you can steal today. And this is the same stuff that people are paying for, right? But Google just made it for free. And if you run a business, create content, and want to automate pretty much anything in your life, stick around because this is going to change how you work. So let's get straight into it. We've got some legends on the live stream already. So who we got here? We got, for example, Hunley. Hunley says, just got the notification in school. Excited to learn more. My wife gets home from drinks with friends soon, so I have 30 minutes of undisturbed peace. Good to see you here. Asha says, let's go. And by the way, like, feel free to ask questions, or, you know, if you need any help as we go along, feel free to ask, because that's what I'm here for. We want to just basically help you learn exactly how to use this stuff and fill in the gaps with the Q&As and the comments, right? So, you know, anything that you need help with, let me know inside the comments as we go along. Google Build is GOAT. That's what we're talking about, my friends. It is the GOAT indeed. We're going to kick this off by looking at what I've built recently, right? So if we have a look inside Google AI Studio, you can get access to this at aistudio.google.com. And then once you've signed up, you're going to see something that looks like this, right? Now, inside here, the best place I'd recommend starting is inside the build section, because that is where you can start building apps, and pretty much anything you can build is pretty much free inside here, unless you're using, like, you know, really expensive stuff. But you can see here, for example, we can switch between the build mode, describe our idea, and all you do is you type in plain English what you want. If you don't want to type, no problem. You can do speech to text over here. And then you've got Nano Banana powered apps, create conversational apps, animate images, use Google search data. So you can add different special tools and skills to your tools that you build inside here by just clicking at the bottom, right? So you can basically supercharge your apps with AI, and it's incredibly simple and easy to do. Almost anyone could do this. I mean, for example, if you have a look here, we've got all these different apps, like a Nano Banana thumbnails app, the Insight SEO generator, the Tube Genius creator, right? If we go over here and we check out this tab, and we have a look what we've built here, you can see that we've created a Tube Genius thumbnail generator, right? Here's another one that we've actually built. So if we go back to the list of tools that we've created, we've got the Nano Banana thumbnails tool, right? And inside this tool, I can just quickly create a thumbnail image, right? Let me show you how that works. So for example, over here, we could take a picture of me, right? So that's a picture of me. Then we can upload a thumbnail. So for example, let's say we've got this one right here. So this is the thumbnail that we're going to use. And then we're going to describe what we want inside the thumbnail. So I'm going to say, okay, we're talking about Google AI Studio is insane, right? Something like that. And we're going to click on generate the thumbnail, as you can see, so this yellow button. And honestly, what blows me away is this tool so far from what I've tested, and it might just break terribly now, but from what I've tested, it seems to be better than most paid tools that I've built. And you can use this for free because you're building this out using this method, right? And look at that, boom, right? It's adapted the whole thumbnail to include a picture of me. Google AI Studio is insane, mind blowing. It's got a little link there, little you know, Gemini logo, the crown on top. We can download that thumbnail. So we just click the download button, and that is a free tool that we've built using AI Studio. And literally I just said, okay, here's what I want to do, right? Here's how it's going to work, right? And then you can actually share this app. So we can copy the link to this app. We can publish it over here. And then if we go over to the AI Profit Boardroom, right? Then all you're going to do inside the AI Profit Boardroom community, link in the comments description, or go to the AIProfitBoardroom.com, go down to Classroom, scroll down, then you're going to click on SAP Updates, and inside the 30th of November, you can see we update this community every day because we want it to be the best in the world. Inside this section, we can add resources and links, right? So for example, I'm going to put free tools here, and then if you just want to start using this tool based on you know, what I've created for you, we're going to put a link here. So I'm going to put thumbnail generator. And by the way, if you want me to build something like live whilst we're here, just tell me in the comments what you want me to build and I'll try and create it for you. And if it breaks, that'll be fun. And if it works, amazing. We've just created a great tool that you're going to love, right? And so either way, we're going to create some awesome stuff today, right? We've already shown you the thumbnail generator. That's one tiny little smidgen of what we're going to create today. All right, my friends. So let's keep going now. What else we got here on the comments? Google Builders Go, for sure it is. Thanks for offering this onboarding. Always happy to help. Grove says, not going to lie, AI is, let's have a look, but improves itself. Honestly, it can't make good applications yet, neither very good code. I mean, like you've seen the app that I built just now, right? It's like I've seen a lot of bad AI thumbnail generators, and yet I've created one that's better than most paid tools, and I've given it away to the internet for free. And it was an awesome tool. Right? I've shown you proof that it actually works, and I would use those thumbnails, right? So I actually think it's great. I think AI Studio is very good. You can build awesome tools. I do think it's good for simple stuff, but simple is always best anyway. Simple scales, right? So what else we got here? Inspector says, how would you work with a project that you already have in GitHub, right? So you can just upload the code, right? So for example, here, you can just upload the code. You can upload the files from GitHub. You can download the GitHub files and then just upload them straight into Gemini. So that's what I would do if you want to work with GitHub files and that sort of thing. That's how I'd recommend it. What else we got here? Should be an e-commerce website, constantly share blog posts and update other content such as FAQs, etc. So here's what I'd recommend is like, if you want to start building that out, right? Let's build that out together. Okay. So let's say you want to build an e-commerce website. So you just go inside here and you can say, okay, build an e-commerce website, right? Something like that. Keep it nice and simple. And then, you know, let's say, for example, I don't know, you're selling dog toys or something like that. You can just build that website very quickly inside AI Studio like so. And then for the SEO content as well, what we can do is in the meantime, we'll create one section that's going to build an e-commerce website, right? So this section here inside AI Studio is building out the e-commerce website. Then what we're going to do in a new tab, I'm going to go back to the start. We're going to go over here. I'm going to use Google search data. So we've clicked on the supercharge your apps with AI, selected Google search data. What else have we got here that may be useful? No, I think that's it. I think you're good to go on that, to be honest with you. So what we can do from here is we've got Google search data, Gemini 3 Pro preview, and inside here, we just describe what idea we want. So let's say, for example, we want to create an AI SEO agent that writes optimized posts, etc., right? Or writes optimized posts for my dog toys website. You could just type it in like this. I'm actually going to put for my e-commerce website, right? So that like when I create this tool, I can share it with the web and anyone can use this for their e-commerce website. So I'm going to say ASEO agent writes, optimizes, and posts for my e-commerce website, right? I'm going to put blog content or SEO optimized product descriptions for my e-commerce website, right? We'll hit build over here, and now we're building two SaaS tools side by side, right? So number one is the actual website for the e-commerce store, and number two is the actual tool to create the SEO content, right? So we're building these out side by side, and that way we can start using Google AI Studio to cover both the SEO content and also the website itself. Odyssey says, is that a recorded video or live? Of course it's a live, mate. You think I'm not just going to play a recorded video here on a live stream? Like this is Julian Goldie, the real McCoy in the flesh, my friends. And then Asher says, I had the best experience with Google Build so far by a big margin. I would agree. Thoughts on Grok 4.1 thinking? If it's anything like anything else I've seen from Grok, I'm just not going to use it. Like, I don't know if you've seen my other live streams or other videos on Grok 4.1. If you haven't, check them out. But honestly, pretty disappointing. You know, just not that interesting. Not as good as I think like, I mean, here's an example of that website we just built on the spot. But the main thing to note here is like Google AI Studio and pretty much all of the Google products are absolute beasts, right? They're indestructible beasts You know, you look at, okay, who's the best in the world for creating videos right now with AI? Well, it's Veo, which is owned by Google. Who's the best in the world for creating images? Well, it's Nano Banana Pro, which is owned by Google, right? Who's the best for creating very simple SaaS tools? Well, it's Google, right? And AI Studio. The only thing that I don't think Google wins on is writing content. I much prefer Claude. But apart from everything else, you know, I think Google is a go. So I check out tools like 4.1 when they come out, but I don't think they're very good or interesting. So here we've got the e-commerce website. As you can see, we can deploy that if we want to. So we can deploy it over here. We can save it to GitHub. So if you want to save that to GitHub, you can over here. You can download the app if you want to, or you can save and copy the app and create it for a different website over here, right? But either way, you've got a nice little website ready to go. You know, you've got the shop now, Tough Toys. It's created a beautiful image over here. It's got some pretty cool copyright and that sort of thing. And we're good to go on that, right? And then if we go over to AI Studio as well, here's the SaaS tool, and we can switch between blog posts and product descriptions, right? So you just type in the topic, type in the keywords, type in the audience, change the tone, and then boom, you've got a better SaaS tool than most SEO tools out there, right? So it's crazy stuff. And Asher says, man, it's not crazy to say Google is on top even before ChatGPT. Yeah, I would agree. And if we go over here, we've got the content setup, right? So we can configure our AI agent to research and write. Now, how do we start doing this, right? So we can switch over to blog post here. Then we can plug in whatever we want. So I'm going to put in product description, and then we're going to say, okay, yeah, let's put ergonomic mesh office chair, right? Then target keywords, we'll just put the same, right? So the same as the topic. Audience, we'll just put general, and then type, we'll put professional, right? Hit generate content. That may or may not work. If it doesn't work, that's okay. We're going to tweak it. If it does work, amazing. I've just one-shotted an app that actually works first time around. So it's analyzing the search data using Google over here. It's created the meta description, it's created the title, and it's created the content. Boom. We just created SEO content and an AI SEO content creator along with the website itself in like one click, right? How insanely easy was that, right? Now, if you want to get access to that tool, you can get access. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on share. We're going to hit copy. It'll publish the app over here. Then we're going to copy this link like so. And then I'm going to go back over to the AI Profit Boardroom. And if you want to get access to this tool, right, the e-commerce AI SEO content creator, we'll plug that over here. All right. So we've just created two free tools in the space of 12.5 minutes. How easy was that? And literally both of them worked like first time round. Crazy stuff. What else we got here? Inspect A says, I have a prototype that I created in Lovable AI, linked it to GitHub. How can I open it and continue it in AI Studio? All right, let's have a look at this. So what we can do is we can go over to Lovable. If you're not sure what Lovable is, for anyone watching, Lovable is like, it's similar to AI Studio, but it's kind of like a paid tool for creating like apps and tools and that sort of thing. To be honest, like if you're going to create something more complex, then you may not want to use AI Studio, right? AI Studio is great for those sort of simple one-page landing pages and that sort of thing, right? But once you're logged in, it's going to look something like this, as you can see. And then let's open this up, right? So you can see the examples right here. You can see the tool. And what you would do is, like, let's say, for example, you're creating a simple e-com website. If I can type, there we go. All right. And then what you would do is you would just grab the code once it's ready and download it and then open it up in Google AI Studio. The other thing you can do is inside Lovable, you could just sync the project to GitHub, right? And then download the GitHub files and open it up inside AI Studio as well. So there's a couple of ways around it. Great question. Yeah, I would agree. Matt Schultz has reposted the stream. You legend, Matt. Thank you very much, sir. So you can see how it works. I mean, it's very, very interesting because, you know, let me tell you what happened last week. I was sitting at my desk, staring at my screen. I had about 15 tabs open, different AI tools, different subscriptions, different logins. And I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous. You know, I'm spending so much time switching between tools, just figuring out which one does what, just managing all of these moving pieces. And then, you know, you see the announcement from Google where Gemini 3 came out, and it just came out last week along with Nano Banana Pro. And they build stuff like AI Studio, insert it into Google AI Studio. And the thing is, when I started using AI Studio with Nano Banana Pro and Gemini 3, literally when I opened up, my jaw dropped. Everything was in one place. Like, for example, if we go inside AI Studio here, we'll go back and we'll leave the website example, right? We go to apps, you can see all of my apps are in one place here. So the live keyword generator, the infographics AI, right? The Goldie SEO writer, the Julian Goldie script gen, the Goldie agency voice agent, right? This is a voice agent we create in one single click as well, right? Just going to allow that, boom, we can start talking to a Goldie agency AI bot. But the thing to note here is that literally everything is in one place: text, images, video, voice, code, apps, all of it, one login, one interface. You just use it all inside AI Studio. And since I've started playing around with it, within like 10 minutes, I can build simple tools and stuff showing you today that I would have normally spent like days trying to figure out before, just by typing in what I wanted in plain English. And I don't have to code. I don't have to watch any YouTube tutorials to understand it. I don't have any frustration. And it hit me that this is what I've been teaching all along. This AI isn't about being technical. It's about knowing what to ask for. And here's the thing. Most people hear these tools and think three things. Number one, they think like, oh yeah, I'm not technical enough, right? But you know what Steve Jobs actually said? He said that the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do, right? For example, like Steve Jobs, he didn't start off as a programmer. He started off as someone with a vision who figured out how to make tools work for him. Same with Thomas Edison, right? He tried thousands of times to make the light bulb work, but he wasn't really a scientist. He was just someone who refused to believe the problem was too hard. And the truth is, Google AI Studio was built for people who aren't technical. You just describe what you want, the AI writes the code, you click a button, boom shakalaka, you're done. All right. Like you can see, for example, this, right? So we've got this tool over here. This is the website that we created, the ecom tool. And then what we can do over here is we can grab the code. So we've got the code over here. We can just flick between the files and we can download the files, right? And then what we can do with those files is we can start using them to, once we've downloaded them, we can start using them inside AI Studio. So if we want to, for example, go back to AI Studio here, we'll go back to the start, plug in the idea, grab in the TSX like so, and we can just attach the files from Lovable like we were talking about, right? So if we go back to Inspector, who said, I have a prototype that I created in Lovable AI, I linked it to GitHub. How can I open it and continue it in AI Studio? Well, you can take the files from Lovable, like you can see over here, download them, and then once you've done that, you can then go over to AI Studio and plug in files. So you can see I've attached the files right there. So that's how you can do it. Biz Miller says Lovable is too greedy. I'm not going to comment on that, but I will say that AI Studios is ridiculous for what you get, right? Like, just to be able to create these tools is absolutely amazing. So you see how this works. I mean, I've shown you how the thumbnail generator works and that sort of thing as well. I want to show you as well. Here's another example. So if we go back to AI Studio over here, and then we'll go to apps, and then we scroll down, and we're going to find where is it now? Infographics AI, right? So with Infographics AI, we can enter a topic, it will research the web, and then create a beautiful infographic based on our topic, right? And it even has some auto suggestions here, just so we can test out on a demo. So I'm going to click on that, or I can click on that, right? And then we're going to click generate like so, and that will start working its magic right here. And that's basically going to start creating infographics for us based on the new Nano Banana thing. Some people have the limiting belief as well. They think like AI, they've tried AI tools before and it didn't work, right? The thing is, like, just because it didn't work once doesn't mean it's never going to work. Like, for example, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, he was told that he'd never make it in Hollywood, that his accent was too thick, that his body was too big, that his name was too hard to pronounce, right? And then he became like the biggest movie star in the world. And it's the same with AI, right? The tools you've tried before, they might not have been ready, or maybe you didn't have the right guidance. But this is different because Google is building and has been building towards this for years. And I've spent the last 2 years testing every AI tool that exists, so I can show you exactly what works today. The other thing that I would say here is, like, some people say, there's too much to learn, I'll fall behind, and so I'm not even going to bother. But the thing is with AI, right? And it's the same with any technology that comes along. Like Henry Ford, for example, he didn't invent the car, right? He didn't even invent the assembly line. He just figured it out, like, how to combine existing ideas in a way that worked, and he literally changed the world. So you don't need to learn everything, is what I'm saying, right? You just need to learn the right things. And that's what I'm showing you today, right? I've been on this journey myself, the confusion, the shiny object syndrome, jumping from tool to tool, hoping that something would click. And then I realized, right, the answer isn't more tools, it's fewer tools used better. And that's why I created the AI Profit Boardroom, right? It's basically a place where people like you and me can cut through the noise and learn what actually works and build real systems that save time and get results. So what I'm showing you today is the exact framework that I use for my SEO agency and all my businesses, right? It's the same approach that I teach inside the boardroom, and you can start using it today, right? And so this is basically how it works. I mean, if we go back to this tool here, we've got the infographic like so. You can actually edit and refine it down here as well. It's done all the research on the web, and then it's created a infographic that honestly is probably better than what most designers can create, right? Like, it looks super nice. The text is perfect in the image. It's designed nicely, and it's actually got research that it's found using the web, right? How simple and easy is this? So this is really, really cool, as you can see. Can you create a motion graphics app like Hera Video? So I think what you would do here is you just go back inside Google AI Studio, animate images with Veo, right? You could do that. Or you could scroll. Oh, here we go, right? So inside the supercharge your apps with AI, if you just hit right over here, prompt-based video generation. And then inside that, you could say, okay, create a motion graphics app, right? Simple like that. And then you could use that to start building out over here, right? So Mod says, where's the best place to create promotion videos? Add a website hero section. So I think you can use AI Studio to code out the hero section for your website. You could actually use it to design your whole website in general. And for generating the video as well, you could use this method right here, like we're using to generate the video too. So there's loads of different ways you could do this. In plain English, how can I integrate Stripe into a Google AI project and make sure it's secure? So, I mean, you got to be really careful with website security. I think you can use Stripe MCP for integrating Stripe. And then for making sure it's secure, you just want to go back and forth with the AI. And then also on your main website, you want to make sure you have WordFence installed. You want to make sure you have Cloudflare installed. You want to make sure as well that maybe you sanity check with like 3 different AIs. And you ask Claude, you ask ChatGPT, you ask AI Studio, okay, what security measures can I add to this app to improve it, right? And that's probably a really good way to do it. So you can see this is coding out the new video app that we can do here. But the big picture is that Google AI Studio puts the power of building apps, creating images, making videos, and generating voice all in one platform. And there's no code required. And this guide shows you exactly how to go from 0 to doing that. The other thing that you get inside there is you get like Veo 3, you get Nano Banana, text to speech, you get the live APIs, Gemini 3 as well, and like the vibe coding. And you've probably felt overwhelmed by AI before, right? Too many tools, too many updates, too much to learn. But here's the reality: like, Elon Musk will run multiple companies, but he doesn't do everything himself, right? He just builds systems and lets his team handle the work. And you can do the same with AI, right? You don't need to be using every tool. You need one powerful hub that does the heavy lifting. And that's basically Google AI Studio. So you can see it's coding out here. We can actually look at the code if we want to, if you actually understand it. For me personally, I don't. So, and then we've got the preview here, right? And we just need to connect an API key to use AI Studio and Veo 3. But that's how easy and simple it is, right? You can actually load an API key inside here. So we can select a cloud project like this, hit done. And then we can switch between landscape, portrait, 720p and 180, right? And then we can start using this, right? So for example, a cinematic drone shot flying through a neon lit cyberpunk city at night, rain reflecting on the streets, right? So we'll take that prompt like so, plug it in here, hit generate video. That's going to take a little while to start generating. I don't know if it's going to work first time around as well, because obviously we literally just built it on the go. But you can see how easy it is to start building this stuff. And, the only thing stopping you is you, right? So here's the framework that I'd recommend when doing this. And I'm going to run you through the sort of like the 30-day plan that I'd recommend for using this stuff, and also the whole guide on how to get access to this. So whilst this is working its magic, I'm going to switch over to the AI Pod for Boardroom notes. Again, you can get all this stuff inside the AI Pod for Boardroom if you want to get the full guide and everything else. But I would, I call this the Goldie Studio Stack, right? It's basically a 30-day system for building and automating anything with AI Studio. I'll talk you through like the big picture and what you get and everything else. But the main thing here, right, is to understand the stack. Right, so what I'd recommend is, number one, you start simple. So pick one thing that you do every week that just takes you too long. That could be content creation, could be lead follow-up, could be client onboarding, could be research, right? Just pick one. Then from there, you're going to start testing fast. So open AI Studio, describe what you want in plain English, see what it builds. Don't aim for perfect, right? Just aim for working. And if you want to see something crazy, we've actually got the video generator over here, right? So if we go back inside here now, this actually got sound to it. I'm not going to play the sound because it probably won't look that good, but you can see here that we've got the video generated from the app we just built, and we literally just built this app on the go, didn't we? Right? How cool does that look? Let's go full screen on that bad boy. Right? Is that it does have music in the background? I'm not going to play it, but like we just built that in one go based on a request from Carlos, right? Carlos said literally 2 minutes ago, can you create a motions graphic app? Yeah, we can. Look at that, right? That's how simple it is. So if you have any other apps you want me to build right now for you, just let me know. If not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this app over here, right? So if you want to have a look at this app, see how it works, etc., we're going to go back inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And again, like I'm here to give you these tools for free, right? So I've already given you the thumbnail generator. We've already given you the AI SEO content creator. And if you want the video motion graphics generator, it's right here, right? It's right there for you. So that's 3 different tools we built for free just for you, just to help you today, all right? And these are based on like actual requests that people are asking for live on the live stream. So just to come back to this, so we started talking about, starting simple, right? Pick one thing that you do every week, just one thing, automate it. Number 2, test it fast, right? Describe what you want inside AI Studio, see if it works. You're not aiming for perfect, you just want to aim for working. From there, you're going to start doing A, which is automate the boring, right? So once something works, turn it into a repeatable system. That could be building templates, creating workflows, setting it up once and using it forever. And then number C is connect the dots, right? So you want to link your AI Studio tools to other systems. And that could be Google Workspace, your CRM, it could be email, it could be calendar. Just make them talk to each other. You can easily do that with webhooks. If you're not sure how to integrate webhooks, then you would just ask the AI, right? Here's a webhook from Go High Level. Please start using this, right? And then keep what works, right? So you want to just really document what's working, delete what's not, right? So it's okay if something fails. That's what this section is about. And then just build a library of prompts, templates, and tools you can grab at any time, right? And that is the Google's AI Studio stack system. And that's how we can build simple systems like you can see with this video generator, right? And again, you can switch between landscape, you can use 1080p, we could, again, generate the same video, but landscape using motion graphics. That's basically how it works, right? Akram says, make a keyword tool fetching data from Google services via API. All right, I'm glad you asked because I actually already built that as well, right? If you want to do that, let me share with you exactly how we do it. So we go to your apps down here, and then I believe you can actually search for your apps in this section, right? So you can type in like keyword, and you see I've built a few different keyword generators. So for example, if we go to Insight SEO, the live keyword generator, this is something I built out previously that uses Google Search API to do the keyword research live on the web, right? So for example, if I type in my topic, like for example, SEO agency, and then we hit enter like so, what that's going to do is analyze live search data, search through the web, uses a combination of Gemini 3 to build the tool and Google's Search API to actually search through the web. And then now you can see that it's populating live with ideas all the keywords that we're trying to find here, right? So it's got keyword, search intent, difficulty, relevance, and nodes, right? And so you can copy that, you can export it, you can actually change the search query over here, and then you've got a bunch of ideas right here. And also, like I'm pretty sure these difficulty estimates are quite accurate actually. So this is great for SEO, but it's great for like PPC research as well, right? If you're trying to do like research about APIs on Google for Google keyword testing. So for example, here we've got SEO agency. If you go over to, for example, Ahrefs, so Ahrefs is an actual paid SEO tool that does very similar things. So if we type in SEO agency here, then we can see that, yes, that is a very difficult keyword to rank for, right? You can see that right here inside Ahrefs. So if we go out to AI Studio's search results are pretty similar. The only thing that would improve is the actual UI. But again, you can actually go down inside the left-hand side and say, okay, improve the UI or give me actual rankings or make it look more colorful and dopamine inducing, right? Just to make the UI much nicer. but the back end is working nicely, right? And then, for example, here you got like local SEO agency, medium. Keep scrolling down. If we've got any low to medium AI SEO agency, that's an interesting one. That's an interesting keyword. I've not thought about using that. But if we go over to Ahrefs, right? This is interesting. So we were saying, are these accurate, right? Are the keyword difficulty scores accurate? So we checked SEO agency before. That was high on this tool, and it was high on Ahrefs too, right? Now, if we have a look at AI SEO agency, which you can see here is a keyword, and then it rates it as low to medium inside our AI Studio tool. And if you go over to Ahrefs, you can see that it's rated as medium, right? So what I'm trying to say here is like the paid tool is very similar to the free tool, and you're using pretty much the same APIs, but the difference is that you can get access to this for free, and you can build it exactly how you want to build it. Plus, you can customize this to whatever tool you want. And also, there are limited credits inside Ahrefs, even on the pay plan, right? Whereas, for example, if you're using AI Studio, well, you can use this tool for free, and you don't run out of credits. Pretty amazing. So then what we can do is we can copy that and go over to Claude and say, create articles about these, blah, blah, blah. The main point here is like, yes, we can create a keyword tool for you. And yes, it uses Google's API and real search data. So it's absolutely mind-blowing what you can do with all this stuff. And again, if you want to get access to this, no problem, mate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the AI profit boardroom. We'll scroll up here, and I'm just going to add this inside the tools and resources section for you, right? And that's 4 new tools that I've shared with you. Plus, it just gives you inspiration on what you can build, right? It's not necessarily about the tools that we're building or the framework or anything like that. It's all about, okay, how can you learn how to build this stuff yourself? So that any idea that you have, you're like, right, let's go over to AI Studio and actually automate it. Or any sort of problem that you're struggling with and wasting a lot of time on, you can be like, right, let's go over to AI Studio, automate this bad boy, right? Now, we were talking about turning this video into a landscape, into high quality, etc. And we've got it right here. We can actually download the MP4 or create another video. But the main point here is that we have created a motion graphics video generator like you can see, right? And it looks really cool. It does have music in the background. And you can see how easy that was to generate, right? Akram says, love the search intent thing. Can the tool pull in the volume? So I think what you can do here is if we go inside this section, what we can actually do is inside the bottom left, we can pull in the volume, right? So if I say, okay, now add keyword volume plus improve the user interface. So, it's more fun plus dopamine inducing, like that. Then that's going to start improving the code based on your request, right? And again, like you can type in whatever you want into these tools and it'll pretty much import it in, and make the change for you. And the crazy thing about Gemini 3 that I've not seen from really any other tool is the fact that you can just one-shot this stuff, right? You're not going back and forth for 20 minutes trying to figure it out. So it's pretty mind-blowing. All the stuff you can do with this. I've shown you the stack framework, the STACK method. Again, just to reiterate, if you're not familiar with this stack framework, so you start simple, you test fast, you automate the boring stuff, you connect the dots, and then you keep what works, right? And that's pretty much it. Now, let's have a look what we get back from this tool. So it's still coding out here. You can see it's running for about a minute already. Let's break down some of the walls in your head, some of the limiting beliefs that might be stopping you from doing this, right? So some people might say, I'm not a coder, right? But the main thing is like vibe coding in AI Studio just means you type in what you want and the AI writes the code. You don't need to understand it. You just need to be able to describe it. Some other people say, I don't have time to learn a new platform. But Richard Branson, for example, he runs over 400 companies. He once said the best way to learn something is just to start. You can build your first working tool in AI Studio in under 10 minutes. And I'm showing you how to do that today. Other people will say, well, free tools never work as well as paid ones, right? Google actually spent billions developing this, and they're giving it away to get people into their ecosystem, right? So for example, like the Vero 3 video generator or Nano Banana Pro API inside there, this isn't like some watered down version. This is a real thing. Other people, well, I'll just wait until things settle down, right? But Jeff Bezos, for example, he started selling books for Amazon out of his garage. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't, he started before he was ready. And the people who win with AI are the ones who start now, not the ones who wait. Other people say, well, what if I build something and it breaks? But the thing is, like, every builder fails along the way. And the difference is they keep building. In AI Studio, you can rebuild in minutes, and there's not really any risk because it's a completely like new test environment, right? As you can see. I want to show you, well, if we go over to your apps down here and we go to created by you, you can actually see created by others here, which is pretty cool. So you can see, like, for example, we've got synthwave space. Let's check this bad boy out. What else we got here? So we've got some awesome comments here, some awesome people here. So Asher says, yep, Gemini one shot is very accurate. Yeah, 100%. Evangelist Billy says, you are awesome. So selfless, wanting everyone to succeed. Thank you. Do you have a full tutorial on AI Studio? Yes. If you go to the AI profit boardroom here, right? And then what you're going to do is you go to the classroom. So inside the classroom, scroll down to where is it now? Yes, you can scroll down and go to the S&P updates down here. And then you see all the updates from this month. We update it every single day. And just go to the Google AI Studio section inside the AI profit boardroom. You can play the full video tutorial. Plus, we have a bunch of free resources and tools here. And if you scroll down, you'll see all the prompts and all the frameworks that we use in the video notes, plus a 30-day plan for using this stuff. So yeah, it's all inside the AI profit boardroom. All right, so now we've improved the UI of the tool, and we can test. Okay, we're going to type in coffee beans here and see if it's implemented the changes that Akram asked for. So we'll test out. Also, how can I use this to design t-shirts with positive quotes? Okay, cool. That's a great idea. So what we can do here is we're going to go back to AI Studio. We're going to go to your apps, click on build, right? So build, start, and then we just need to use, where is it now? Nano Banana powered app. And then from here, we can say, okay, create a cool t-shirt designer with, was it positive quotes? So we're going to hit on build there, and now that's going to start generating that Nano Banana powered app using this, right? How can I combine AI Studio and anti-gravity? So there's a few ways, right? You can code inside anti-gravity locally, and I've got a full guide on that inside the AI profit boardroom. If you go down here, you'll see, for example, we have a full video tutorial on anti-gravity, like so, along with all our best prompts in a 30-day action plan. So you can get that inside the AI profit boardroom, and then basically what you do is you can either code locally with anti-gravity and then upload it to AI Studio and start editing it that way. Or you can take a project from AI Studio, download that, host it locally, and then start editing it inside anti-gravity, right? So you can see how you can have basically the main thing is you can combine both of them. If you want to, like, have a combination, a hybrid of like local and cloud-based coding. All right, so that's beginning to code out the Vibe T AI designer, which is the t-shirt designer for Evangelist Billy. And then you can see we've got the keyword generator over here, and you can see it's pulling in the volume for each keyword. So like Akram was requesting before, we have the volume per keyword over here. We have the intent, the difficulty, and we've also improved the design now, right? So this looks a lot nicer than it did previously. It also has like a strategic blueprint down here as well. And you can see that this is like turning out pretty nice, right? We've also got a list of our competitors on the right-hand side here too. So you've got a list of competitors you could check out for AI and SEO on the right-hand side, along with all the keyword data in the middle and analysis here. And if you want to export this stuff, you can. If you want to copy this stuff, you can, right? And this is customized for whatever keyword we type in. And we just literally built it on the go. Super simple. So I'm going to wait for the tool to build out now for the t-shirt designer. But yeah, you can see how this works so easy. Now, some people say my business is different. I would say that Jim Collins, right? He actually studied thousands of companies for his book, quite a famous book called Good to Great. He found that the best companies all follow the same principles regardless of the same industry, right? So it doesn't matter what industry it is, it's about following the same principles. And I think the same is true for AI automation. Like the framework that I'm showing you today works whether you're in SEO, coaching, consulting, real estate, or anything else. And also, some people will say, well, I've been burned by shiny objects before, but this isn't a shiny object. This is the foundation. Google Gemini AI Studio, right? These aren't going away. This is the infrastructure next decade of businesses will be built on, right? If you're an AI business and you're building, you're probably going to be using Gemini. So we've got this right now. We can use a blank T like so, and then we're just going to click in what we want. So I'm going to say, okay, add the text shine on to the center of the shirt in a modern bold typography style, right? And then we can just generate that image for our t-shirt. Right now, if it has any errors, and I'm really glad that this has an error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that screenshot, right? So I've screenshotted the error. I'm going to paste that into the bottom left. And then I'm going to say, okay, fix this issue. And then basically, if you have any problems, you just screenshot it, paste it into the AI, and just say, fix this next, right? Akram says, outstanding tool. That's a SaaS product right there. Yeah, it's so easy to vibe code this stuff, right? So easy to build this stuff out. And now it's fixing the issue on the left-hand side. As you can see, whilst we're waiting for that to load, let me share with you the 30-day action plan, right? So week 1, here's what I'd recommend. If you want to learn this stuff, you're serious about, learning and growing and getting to the next level with AI and AI Studio, here's how I'd recommend learning it, right? So for the first 7 days, I would create your free account, explore the playground, try the chat feature, and then start generating media. For example, you could create 5 images for your next piece of content. Day 4, try the build tab. Try, for example, like build me a simple calculator app for your industry and just watch it work. And then day 5, you're going to create a short video clip using Veo, just describe a scene. Day 6, test the text to speech feature, turn a blog post into an audio version. And then day 7, review what you built and pick your favorite feature to focus on the next week, right? So that's like the first 7 days. Week number 2, days 8 to 14, I would try building like a thumbnail generator. You could also create a simple lead capture tool with vibe coding. You can make a product description generator for your offers, build an FAQ chatbot, generate social media graphics, create video scripts and turn them into one actual video, and build a client onboarding guide, right? Those are like 7 things you could build in week 2 that would probably be quite useful for most business owners watching this. And then week number 3, the automation section. Now I would start customizing this to you, right? So you've already got a feel for how AI works. You already understand how to use AI Studio. And then from here, what you want to start using is the automation section. So day 15, map out your daily tasks, right? Identify the top 3 most repetitive. And then day 16, build a tool to automate that. Day 17, build a tool to automate task number 3. And day 18, build a task to automate tool number 3, right? So day 1 of week 3, you map out the most repetitive tasks. Then after that, you automate a new tool to automate each task. Then you can connect these tools to your Google Workspace. So for example, like Docs, Sheets, and Drive. You can create templates for your most common outputs and just test everything, right? Fix what's broken and improve what's working. And then, week number 4, you really want to scale. So this is days 22 to 30. So you document your best prompts in a swipe file, build a more complex app, combining multiple features, create a content repurposing system. So for example, like blog to video or audio to social, build a client results tracker or reporting dashboard based on whatever results you want to report, generate a library of images and videos for future use, create a training guide for your own team or clients. Day 28, you can set up a weekly workflow using your new tools. Day 29, you can review your progress and measure the actual time you saved. And then day 30, plan your next days of building, right? So it becomes an iterative cycle. But that's how I would look at like the first 30 days of learning this stuff. If you want to really implement it and get great results like you can see I'm getting today, right? So what else we got here? How does it compare to Base 44, which has a database and immediately goes live? I think you can use Superbase inside AI Studio as well. And then you can start building with that. right? So if you want to add a database and that sort of thing, but again, like I would say, you want something that is, how would I say this? You want something that's simple with AI Studio. Like I don't think you want to build something crazy on this. However, there are a bunch of tutorials out there where you can actually use Superbase integration, right? So you can see, for example, you can integrate Superbase with AI Studio, and then you can use that for building databases, right? So if you want to connect a database to the tool that you've vibe coded, just connect Superbase using those tutorials. All right, so now we're going to use a blank T. We're going to go again. All right, so I'm going to generate a positive quote prompt. That should insert it in here. There you go. All right, now we're going to click on generate design. Hopefully that works. It may not work. If it doesn't, great, we can problem solve again. If it does work, that's awesome. There we go. Look at that, right? So we've improved the t-shirt design. We can also change the style as well. So we can say like make it like a vintage 80s rock band t-shirt. And it's beginning to code that out. And there we go. Boom. It's got the positive quote, the design on the t-shirt. And we did that in a couple of clicks. I didn't even come up with the ideas. It just gave me the ideas and then I just used them. It was pretty simple. And here's the t-shirt design downloaded, right? From the tool that we built literally in like 5 minutes. Crazy stuff, isn't it? So if we go back to AI Studio here, we've got the tool. What I'm going to do is click on Share App, copy that. And then if we go over to the AI Profit Boardroom, if you want to get that tool as well, the T-shirt designer, boom, shakalaka, there you go. All right. So you can see all the cool stuff that we built today, how easy it is to build this stuff out as well, how you can connect it to databases, how you can just take an idea in your head and start using this stuff as well. Like it's really, really simple and easy to do. And plus the 30-day plan for learning and implementing this. It could be something else that you build, like a lead qualification tool or a content repurposing system. You could actually create like a client onboarding bot, a testimonial collector, even like a proposal generator for landing clients. And you can implement this with NA10 as well. Now, if you're wondering, okay, does this, this is great that it works for you, Julian, but does it work for everyone? So I want to show you some wins from the AR Profit Boardroom. This is our AR Profit Boardroom community. We actually have a Black Friday deal on this weekend. So you can actually, if you sign up now, you can lock in a 40% off discount. If you sign up today, I'll profit warning. You can see here, for example, we have a digital avatar. So, for example, Paolo was saying, happy to share a win, just created my first AI avatar, which is pretty awesome. So he created his first AI avatar video. We actually just hit 1,800 members inside the AI Profit Boardroom as well. What else we got here? So, for example, we've got a bunch of wins where we celebrated together here. Right. So, for example, Johan created a bunch of PRDs for apps and ideas he has. David created a business analyzer tool. Patrice passed his exam to become a travel agent and embedded Google Drive into a new tool that he was building. Matthew built his first ever GPT. That was only 3 days ago, right? So you can see these are really interesting stuff. He actually created something that automates LinkedIn posts for him too. And then Brian actually created a GPT to see how the budget would affect him personally. He also used a new tool to analyze solar quotes and then, figure out, okay, is he getting the right results or not? Steve Light as well. So Steve actually created a new YouTube channel that got over 200,000 views, which is pretty insane. And we've got Johan. Johan created a voice agent that tracks call metrics. Like, look at that. Just created a tool that does that. How insane is this, right? Justin created his own digital avatar tool as well. So like every day, people like us are just learning how to use AI inside the AI Profit Boardroom to get amazing results, right? Now, as you see, we've got this testimonial document with over 100 pages of testimonials, right? So these are all testimonials from people who've got amazing results using the AI Profit Boardroom. Right. So, for example, Darren, these are all winners, right? These are all people that are just taking action, implementing and building this stuff. So if you want to learn like how to use the, AI and really implement it into your business and save a lot of time, join the AI Profit Boardroom. Like, we have a massive discount on right now. We've got the Black Friday deal on. It's this weekend only, so you want to make sure you sign up now before you miss out. And you can sign up now and save 40%, unlock a 40% discount off your price forever. Right? Your property success is excited to join, so really excited to see you inside the AI Profit Boardroom. If you have any questions about it whilst we're on here, like, feel free to ask. But yeah, you can see how this works. So, in terms of your homework, I would recommend that you create your Google AI Studio account today. You try and build one simple thing using the build tab. You generate maybe one image using Nano Banana Pro, and then just post what you created inside the AI Profit Boardroom win section, right? So for example, if you go to the AI Profit Boardroom once you've joined, link in the comments description, you can actually post a new post and then just select the wins and share your wins, right? And people are posting in there every single day, right? We have the win section here. We have like value posts, people share their goals. We have a general discussion section as well. But basically the main point here is like we're all sharing, winning, learning, and growing together. And that's the main thing for this. So you can share your progress and learn and build together and get feedback on stuff that you build as well. So it's absolutely amazing. So you've seen how powerful AI Studio is. You've got the framework, you've got the notes. You've seen how people are winning inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and hopefully that inspires you to take action and start implementing this stuff too. But here's the thing. What I showed you today, that's just one tool, one piece of the puzzle, okay? What if you had access to an entire ecosystem of AI systems, automations, and frameworks all in one single place? Well, that's exactly what you get inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And right now, the Black Friday deal this weekend is still open. Now it's closing soon. We've got a few spots left, but when you join today, you unlock everything, right? And as soon as you join, you're going to unlock, for example, all of our best systems for AI automation, for automating, for example, AI avatars. We've actually got the content engine as well, the AI content agent that shows you how we get over 100 million views per year with AI. You get pre-built client funnels. So these are like done for you templates you can customize and deploy instantly. So if you go to the classroom here, go to the playbook, and you'll see that we've got all our best systems, for example, for automating X and Twitter, our newsletter automation method, all of our shorts and how we automate shorts with AI, how we automate Instagram, our AI avatar video process that we use on YouTube. If you follow us on YouTube, you'll probably see a lot of these videos. You'll get all of our best opt-ins, landing pages, and website funnels. So you can just click on these links and then get access to these, right? Even like how to automate step-by-step operating procedures to systemize your business too, right? So this is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Just go to the classroom. And then once you're inside the classroom, go to the playbook here and you get tons of automations like so. There's other stuff too. Like, for example, if you're new to AI, you can actually learn from our 6-week AI automation course here. And in 6 weeks, you learn from the complete basics how to learn AI, even how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes as well. So this is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And again, we have that Black Friday deal. And we have 100 pages of testimonials from people who have got awesome results. You also get the high ticket client formula, so how to attract and close premium clients using AI powered systems. You'll get the unlimited custom GPT requests. So inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, if you type in custom GPT, right? And then you go to the community inside here, scroll down on this thread right here, you can request custom GPTs, as you can see, right? So for example, people request GPTs and we just build stuff out for them, as you can see, like we did on the live stream today, where a few people requested tools and we build them out and then share them inside their Profit Boardroom as well. Right? Top of that, you get daily live coaching access. You can jump on calls with myself or the team, get questions answered in real time, stay accountable. You get the school empire system. So this shows you how to build and grow your own community from scratch, right? So if you are interested in building school communities, just type in school at the top and you'll see all of my best trainings on how to use school and how to build school communities, as you can see. On top of that, you'll get the X AI system. So these are automated content strategies for growing your presence on X. So if you go to the classroom playbook, you'll find that right here. And you also get access to our AI SEO training inside the SEO Elite Circle too. Top of that, you get SEO Boardroom access, where you can connect with other SEO professionals, share strategies, get feedback, etc. You get the fast implementation blueprints. This is how to get results quickly without getting overwhelmed with AI. And the Black Vault automation system. So this is basically our premium client acquisition system using AI and automation, right? So you get dozens of AI systems. And these are not like courses you'll never finish. These are systems you can start implementing. You can just implement one system per day and get great results, right? So you can sign up now to the AI Profit Boardroom. We have a limited discounted price this Black Friday, so you can sign up. And if you click the link inside the description and go to the AI Profit Boardroom, you can sign up right now, right? We only got a few spots left, so we only got a few seats left for the Black Friday discount, and you access all of the systems that I mentioned today, and you can start building your AI-powered business today, right? And the thing is, like the tools I've showed you on this live stream, they're just the beginning. But inside the AI Profit Boardroom, you'll have everything you actually need to use to get these tools to transform your business, right? So don't be the person who watches this back in a week and wishes to take an action. Just click the link, join us inside, and we'll see you inside there. All right. Now, do we have any other questions before we go? Otherwise, I'm going to leave this live stream. I appreciate everyone who's joined today. We've talked about AI Studio. Just to recap, the 30-day action plan, how to build anything that you want, how easy and simple it is, what you can build, examples of apps. I've shared the links with you. I've shown you exactly how to prompt it. I've been through pretty much every single limiting belief that would probably stop you from taking action and implementing this stuff into your business. I've talked about how to audit your own time as well. And yeah, basically that is everything today. So appreciate you watching. Thanks for all the questions. And I will see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye. Inspector says, thank you, Julian. Happy to help, mate. And thanks so much for watching today. Cheers. Bye-bye.